come back, be a lot more competitive. They did have a lot of good opportunities yesterday, but still Frankie Smith was good enough, and the 87s created a lot of traffic and pinching up back at the point.
This goes to Jorge at the right side. Zone entry for the Wolves. Here's a backhand shot. Flutters right into the glove of Frankie Smith.
Well, you bring up Ryan Burtnick.
Spent time with the 87's 18U and 16U teams. They're both 08s as a shot is snared by Frankie Smith. And Burtnick in game one yesterday either. Now the Wolves have control. Here's a shot from a sharp angle that's turned aside by Smith. That went right to David Klaus on the left side. It's taken, will exit their own end. Noah Pirelli takes it in on a 2-on-2 rush. Frankie Smith the save. It caroms to the other. Back checking, seems like both coaches were talking about it after game one, especially head coach Cam Pape, about neutralizing a 1-0 lead in the series over the New England Wolves. As a shot comes in, Frankie Smith makes a pad save. Corner, moves it up the middle, turns it over. Cam Plum had it knocked away, and a shot goes right into the glove of Frankie Smith. See here on the replay, that shot.
Well, yeah, that's at the other end. That's the shot. And as you see at the other end, Wood just trying to.
Down low for Kelmers. He banks it up towards the point. Shot through traffic is saved by Frankie Smith, and he sweeps it away from David Klaus, who was looking for the rebound.
Well, on top of that, Frankie Smith lost control of the puck, but was very calm in terms of getting it away.
From the red line, and he'll take a shot from the neutral zone on Frankie Smith, where he will cover. 8th on a goal from Cam Plum. A hit from Alec Osher on Rupikes. Here's Frankie Smith playing the puck. He'll hand it off for Krish. He got tangled up, had his stick lifted. Osher and Pirelli battling for it. It's kept alive by Murphy at the blue line. His shot is turned aside by Smith. Live again at the blue line by McKenzie.
I don't think Frankie Smith ever saw that puck, and that play, yeah. Just wondering for a second if that was going to be called offside, and ooh.
Svakuza with a diving pass in front. Shot gets it goes off the skates of Nathan Moore. Urbis from the slot. His shot gets blocked. Urbis gets it again, and it goes wide.
Now New Jersey goes back to even strength. Take a look at the play at the other end. It's Urbis getting a good stick in the lane. Horace trying to set up a try on the back door. Urbis backhands it.
The high slot. He turns it over, and now Rupikes will take it the other way. Rupikes takes a shot that's blocked away by Smith. This goes up to the blue line. Murphy sends it right out in front. Backhander, they score! No, it's waved off.
This either via coach's challenge or via official review. So let's see. I don't think that's in.
Hit the crossbar.
I don't think that's in.
Lucas Merrick with the penalty. Now Burtnick will get the puck right off the draw. Burtnick shoots and scores! In his first game in the Frozen Finals, Burtnick slips one short side. We're tied at 1.
Wow, this is a great play by Burtnick on the box out in the corner. I don't know how he got it through him. That was not tipped. And I'm pretty sure that beat him on the short side.
Over the glove.
That is, wow.
A power play goal for Ryan Burtnick early in the set around the net. He's got Wah in front, gets it up to the point for Vase Bardis, walks in and fires the save by Frankie Smith.
A good save there made by Smith as he gets to the outside. You could see Vespardis get open. He pops there. Lysienko, you see Lysienko retreat right there. He's trying to box.
As he tried to clear the puck. This is a 4-on-2.5. Urbis in front for Plum. Shoots a save made by Smith. And the rebound hopped off of Lysienko's skate. Behind the goal, it's turned over. Plum gets a pass across for Dayak. Return pass for Plum and a big save by Frankie Smith. Beautiful give and go. Noah Dayak got it right back to Plum, but Smith flashes the leather and will send it down ringside to Jake Basile.
Yeah, Chris, I think you made a great point when you talk about the feeling of this game starting to turn a little bit. The energy, their sticks are bashing, and why not right now? You get a big save from your goaltender, you get a goal to tie this game, and honestly, the goal not stand.
During Jake's excellent report is also that Frankie Smith, maybe he made his best save of the series so far right before that.
Yeah, with that give and go with Cam Plum and Noah Dayak. The glass. Vase Bardis. It goes across right to Dayak. His shot is blocked away by Smith. Blocked away by Smith. Frankie Smith standing on his head right now in this second period. He's made some big saves. Glover knocks. Rupikes drops it off for Kelmers. Takes it behind the goal, throws it out in front. His intended target was Klaus, but Frankie Smith got a stick on it. Back up to the point, Valenta with a wrist shot into the glove of Frankie Smith, and he holds on.
Good stop there by Smith. It looked like Alvarado was able to tie up Kelmers at the front of the goal. 87's doing a better job of boxing out as of late.
Frankie Smith made 35 saves on 37 shots yesterday in game 1. And he has really responded well after that goal by Plum back in the first period. This is Pico will have to retreat it in his own end.
Interesting on the zone entry there for New Jersey. Kuhlenbeck scored on a play just like that earlier. As you see the collision there, the one thing you can argue for Smith is that he's in his crease.
Pearsall takes it, yeah, you're going to see it right here on the replay.
So Frankie Smith comes out, but he is in his crease at that point. Now, they decide to let it go, and we've seen that a few times today.
On the shot, and now Plum is off to the races. Plum has a breakaway, shoots one that's blocked away by Smith. Plum gets it right back. His cross-ice pass is deflected out.
Good job by Erasmus to try to come back, but Plum is just that quick that he was able to cut him off.
Biggest save for Frankie Smith so far. 15 seconds going to be an offensive zone draw for the Wolves.
Yeah, well, you take a look at the replay here, and yeah, that's a high shot. It's a good job by Smith to get it with the blocker. He did not get really...
He clears. Smith will play it. Wolves get a full change in their PK unit.
In the crease, the onus is on him, and the other thing about that is that's
Kelmers with a sharp angle shot. That's stopped by Smith.
That's consistent with the no call on Frankie Smith colliding with, I believe it was Cam Plum, because ultimately Smith clearly initiates the contact, but he's in his own crease. He's got the right at that point. Take a look at the play here. It's a sharp angle shot. Good stop by Smith. It looked like maybe it was going to trickle through him, and that is something you definitely cannot take for granted with what we...
It seems like the mindset for both teams is next goal wins. Here's a shot on goal that's kicked away by Smith.
Yeah, but...
Etienne Waugh has the puck knocked away from his reach. Plum with the shot that's kicked out by Smith. It goes up to the blue line and boards it out. Smith will leave it for Lysienko. 8-0. Here's Lucas Merrick. It's a 1-on-3. He drops it off. Wrist shot comes in. Saved by Smith. Rebounds kicked out. Up ice for Urbis. Urbis looking for a lane to the net. He gets slowed down. It goes right across Smith. The save. He denies Robert Horage.
Horage with an assist tonight. We said he was probably the best player on the ice for New England in Game 1.
Frankie Smith comes out of his crease to play the puck, and he'll get it ahead for Akmaha. To Kelmers. Had his stick lifted, drops it off for Rupikes, takes a shot, kick save by Smith.
Rupikes got it.
Near side for Merrick. Merrick to the middle. Kopecky gets leveled by Osher. Take it across. Here's Urbis. Shoots one that's blocked by Alvarado. Urbis gets it right back. Went for the wraparound, but he was disrupted by Lysienko. And this is sailed all the way down. Smith will play it up to Erasmus. And gets it to Vase Bardis. And he'll shoot it in from the red lines. Smith blockers it away. Osher. So it was a little delayed as the referee nearly got tripped up himself.
Moore is being held back because Murphy just did a little bit of a drive-by and said something to Smith at the end of that.
Again, centering feed right in front. Smith got a piece of it with the blocker on that shot in the slot from Klaus. Blocked. Stretch pass intended for Dayak goes all the way to Smith, and now he'll play it out. Now Glover throws a hit. He gets the puck. Here's Elbrecht with a shot. Blocked. Elbrecht again. He scores! Sean Elbrecht, the overtime hero. And for the third time in 5 years, the 87s are EHLP champions.
That's centering feed. Elbrecht stays with it, one block, and then another one gets through Wood. He never sees it. And what do you know, there are still dynasties in the Eastern Hockey League Premier.
For the third time since 2021, the EHLP goes the 87 way. And Cam Pape, in his first season as head coach for this team, wins a championship on that overtime goal from Sean Elbrecht. Chris, we talked about it throughout the postseason that Elbrecht didn't have as many points as some of the big guns, but one of the most energetic guys on the ice, and he gets the goal. Now, the referees are talking it over, but NCAA rules state that every goal in overtime is reviewed.
Now, what they could be looking for, they could theoretically be looking for anything here. But this is, I don't think there is anything that should overturn this. This was you have to throw this out there if you're Andrew Trimble and Tim. And you could hear Rachel actually yell, Hudson, get back here.
That was over at Trinity College in the regionals, but what a finish to this game.
And just to make sure they're coming out.
So there you see the referee. He confirms it is a good goal. The 87s are 2025 Eastern Hockey League Premier Division champions. Sean Elbrecht scores on the 87s' 39th shot of the game. His fourth goal of the postseason, and it's the biggest one of his hockey career so far.
You know, it seemed like last year when these two teams played in it was a game that decided third place in the Frozen Finals, and it didn't matter who was in this league. This year, these two teams were on a collision course, and the 87s were hungry. And you know what? The Wolves, they had their chances yesterday. It was an 8-2 game. They had their chances yesterday, and they put up a heck of a fight today. And you know what? After what he did yesterday, credit to Sumner Wood. He was phenomenal today.
He was absolutely outstanding. He gave up 4 goals on 13 shots in the first period. He was pulled for Christopher Richard. Head coach Andrew Trimble made the gutsy move to put Wood back in. And while it didn't go their way, just as you said, Chris, Wood gave that Wolves team a chance to win, and that's really all you need from a goaltender. Andrew Trimble and Cam Pape separate from the handshake line to embrace right away. But talk more about Andrew Trimble and the job he's done with the Wolves. You look at some of the top players on this Wolves team, and you have a bunch of 07s, 06s, whereas you see a lot of EHLP teams this year, 04 is the age-out year, so you have a lot of teams that have a lot of 05s, but this is a young Wolves team. You see a lot of players who have been with the program for a long time. I mean, you look at Zach Spikuza, he's been with the Wolves EHLP team since 2022.
I got to tell you, how scary is their EHL team going to be next year?
And then for the 87s, you have a couple of young players as well. Sean Elbrecht is an 06. His older brother will be playing in about a half hour from now, as the 87s and Avalanche will start their game 2 shortly on the EHL side. I'm sure he was watching right behind that goal, seeing his younger brother score that winning goal. Can only imagine how exciting that is for him.
Well, you've got that brotherly connection. You see it with any given team, but it does. You've seen it here with the 87s. You see it with the Elbrechts. TJ Branish has been in this building all week to celebrate his brother Tyler making it to the EHL Frozen Finals, just as TJ won the EHL title back in 2022. Tyler won the EHLP title in 2023. And this team celebrating their families, their fans that have made their way here from not just all over the Northeast, but all over the world.
Before the game, I was able to speak with Matt Duffy's mother. She made the trip from Arizona. Alvarado parents are here as well. RJ coming from Bloomington, Illinois. And the other thing too, Chris, we talked about how a lot of young players are playing here in the EHLP, a lot of nascent hockey stars that are trying to forge a path to the collegiate level. But you have to look at some of the age outs for the 87s. Frankie Smith made 32 saves in that win. Alec Osher and Anthony O'Brien were terrific all postseason. Those three are going to play together at William-Patterson next season. Division I club, which might not be NCAA D3, but still really good hockey.
Yeah, you know, we said it, especially with the changes in hockey. Hockey's going to get much better, and club hockey's going to get much better. And William-Patterson is a great school. It's a great program. I think to see those guys, what they've done and how they've really evolved is incredible. All-tournament team being named now. Chris Erasmus first.
We'll wonder if maybe Mikey Basile will say, not so fast, Chris. We got one more trophy to give you. Alexander Kolesnikov, the third forward selected to the all-playoff team.
He had 19 points in 34 games in the regular season this year. He had 14 points in the playoffs this year. You talk about someone who really emerged.
Just an unbelievable playoff. Lysienko gets named to the All-Frozen Finals team. And you know, Chris, when you look beyond the point totals for Lysienko, and he was a two-way force. There were times where he would disrupt a chance for the opposing team and then immediately jumpstart an offensive attack. And of course, Frankie Smith gets named as the goaltender for the all-playoff team. He came into today with a .947 save percentage in the playoffs. And he made 32 saves on 33 shots here.
And now, for our MVP, doesn't look like he's skating too far away with 32 saves today from the New Jersey 87's #1, Frankie Smith.
MVP of the tournament, Frankie Smith. You can add that to the resume, the winningest goaltender in EHLP history. MVP of the Frozen Finals, all-time leader in shutouts in this league. It's going to be hard to argue against him as the best that's ever done it in this league.
Alec Osher will accept the trophy from Commissioner Neil Ravin. An incredible Frozen Finals at the EHLP side. An incredible game too. The Wolves bouncing back admirably after their Game 1 loss. And they took it to overtime, but the 87s prevail on an overtime winning goal from Sean Elbrecht. And Chris, since the Frozen Finals returned to Providence after 2021, this is the third championship game to end in overtime. The 87s won it twice. The Boston Junior Rangers once over the New Hampshire Avalanche. But the celebration begins. And they'll be watching their EHL counterparts as they hope to see the EHL team potentially force a Game 3 over New Hampshire.
You know, the Wolves have just started a little bit to leave the ice, but you got to remember these guys, none of the Wolves are age outs. They all have a bright future, whether it's in this league or somewhere else. And we said going into this, whoever lost this series was probably going to be the greatest EHLP team not to win a championship. The Wolves tied the regular season record for wins. They had one of the most phenomenal power plays in the history of the league, and they showed themselves in Game 2, especially to be not just an offensive team. They were a multi-dimensional team, and they should be incredibly proud of what they've done.
The 87s can say the same thing as there you see Frankie Smith hoisting the trophy The 87s also set a team record for most wins in a season. And they had also they demolished the record for EHLP, or the EHLP record for goals against in a season. They had only given up 66 goals in the regular season.
You know what's crazy, Anthony, is you might have the second best goaltender in the EHLP that did not play a minute in this postseason in Patrick McGillicuddy. And that shows the future that he has, and he is just as deserving a champion as anyone on that roster.
There you see the picture being taken, which means we'll have to wrap up the broadcast in just a moment. But before we do that, just want to give some thank yous to all the men and women who have helped out with the Eastern Hockey League that has made it such a great league to play for. You look at the fellow E-Crew members. You have Eric Doyle, Director of Hockey Operations, Andy O'Brien, the Director of Officials. He was pretty busy today with a few challenges. But you also look at the E-Crew, the broadcasters and all the other staff members that have helped out. Yeah, of course, Jefferson Mills, who helps out with the public address. He's also on the E-Show podcast, along with Jake Basile. He was doing the ringside today. And he'll be back between the benches, handing off the trophy and showing it off to the fans and the parents who are right behind the benches. Win the Frozen Finals in a best-of-3 series. It is a 2-game sweep, and they win Game 2 by a score of 2-1 in overtime. Sean Elbrecht, the overtime hero. For Jake Basile down at ice level, alongside Chris Russo, my name is Anthony DiPaolo. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. And we're signing off here on Flow Hockey. Be sure to catch the EHL game coming.